Gabby Petito, a bright and adventurous 22-year-old, captivated the nation with her infectious smile and her dream of exploring the open road. She and her fiancé, Brian Laundrie, embarked on a cross-country van trip in the summer of 2021, documenting their journey on social media and inviting the world to share in their adventure. What began as a romantic escapade, however, would soon transform into a horrifying tale of domestic violence and ultimately, tragedy. Gabby's story resonated with millions, not just because of the chilling circumstances of her disappearance, but also because it exposed the dark underbelly of a seemingly idyllic relationship. Behind the curated Instagram posts and carefree vlogs, there were warning signs of trouble in paradise. As the details of Gabby and Brian's relationship came to light, the nation watched in horror as a dream trip transformed into a nightmare. The case of Gabby Petito gripped the nation's attention, sparking vigils, prompting countless news cycles, and igniting fervent discussions about domestic violence, social media's role in true crime, and the often overlooked dangers lurking beneath the surface of seemingly perfect lives. Gabby's story serves as a stark reminder that things are not always as they appear, and that love can sometimes blind us to the red flags waving right in front of our eyes. The first few weeks of Gabby and Brian's journey unfolded like a picture-perfect postcard. They shared breathtaking photos of national parks, documented their encounters with wildlife, and radiated the joy of two young souls embracing the freedom of the open road. Beneath the surface, however, cracks began to show. Social media posts hinted at disagreements and arguments. Gabby's once frequent updates became sporadic, and her usually upbeat tone took on a somber note. On August 12, 2021, a disturbing incident in Moab, Utah, brought the couple's troubles into sharp focus. Police responded to a 911 call reporting a domestic dispute involving Gabby and Brian. Body camera footage showed a distraught Gabby, visibly shaken and tearful, recounting an altercation with Brian. Despite the red flags, police opted not to make an arrest, instead separating the couple for the night. This fateful decision would have tragic consequences. As the journey continued, Gabby's communication with her family became increasingly infrequent and worrisome. Text messages were short and cryptic, lacking the usual warmth and detail that characterized Gabby's communication style. Concerns grew among Gabby's loved ones who sensed that something was terribly wrong. On August 25, 2021, the communication from Gabby ceased altogether. Her family's worst fears were realized when they reported her missing on September 11th, after weeks of unanswered calls and messages. Gabby's disappearance ignited a firestorm of media attention, with her story quickly dominating headlines and capturing the nation's attention. Social media platforms became virtual search parties with millions of users sharing updates, analyzing clues, and demanding answers. The public's fascination with Gabby's case, while understandable, sparked debate about the media's tendency to focus on missing white women, while often overlooking cases involving people of color. The term missing white woman syndrome gained traction, highlighting the disparity in media coverage and raising questions about systemic bias in how missing person cases are portrayed and prioritized. As days turned into weeks, the search for Gabby intensified, with law enforcement agencies across multiple states joining forces with the FBI to follow every lead. Volunteers organized searches while online sleuths combed through social media posts and online forums, desperately seeking any information that could lead to Gabby's whereabouts. Hope dwindled with each passing day, and a collective sense of dread settled over the nation as the mystery of Gabby's disappearance deepened. Section 4. Finding Gabby, Heartbreak in the Wyoming Wilderness. On September 19, 2021, the nation's worst fears were confirmed. Gabby Petito's remains were found in a remote area of Bridger-Teton National Forest in Wyoming, a place the couple had visited during their travels. The discovery sent shockwaves of grief and outrage across the country, as the once hopeful search for a missing young woman transformed into a homicide investigation. The news of Gabby's death struck a chord with people from all walks of life. Vigils were held in her honor, with mourners gathering to express their condolences and demand justice for the young woman whose life was tragically cut short. Social media platforms were flooded with tributes, artwork, and messages of support for Gabby's grieving family. The coroner's report delivered a gut-wrenching blow, revealing that Gabby had died from strangulation. The manner of death, a chilling act of violence, solidified the public's belief that Brian Laundrie, who had returned from the trip alone and had refused to cooperate with authorities, was responsible for Gabby's death. The search for Brian intensified, with law enforcement and the public united in their determination to hold him accountable for Gabby's murder.